SCW Rewind. This is from our March 23rd event in Mountain Pine, Arkansas, the Mountain Pine School Gym. I am Rich One Fall Rockwell, filling in on commentary this evening. We have the Commissioner of SCW, Antonio Reyes, filling in the announcer position. We'll hear from him in just a few. Do be sure to like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube to South Central Wrestling so you can stay up to date on all the happenings here at South Central Wrestling. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to kick off our opening matchup as the Warhawk, Kirk Castle, makes his way out. And here he is, ready to go. The cocky and confident Kirk Castle just recently saying from a few events ago that it doesn't matter who he faces off against or who is in the locker room, nobody seems to pose a threat or a challenge to the Warhawk any longer. We'll certainly see how he fares off against his opponent, the Superman of Submission, Jeremy Lewis. Kirk Castle makes his way into the ring and begins to get comfortable in the blue corner to wait for his opponent. SCW crowd certainly showing their love for Jeremy as he makes his way out to the ring. Cheers from the SCW universe. Certainly always appreciate our fans being here at our live events. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, definitely look forward and be sure to mark your calendars for our next event so you can attend in person. Antonio now making his way into the ring for our opening announcements. Let's throw it to Antonio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following bout is brought to you by Jelly Bean Concession Stand. This match has a 30-minute time limit and is set for one fall. Introducing first, standing in the red corner. He stands 6'2", weighs 250 pounds, from Memphis, Tennessee, Jeremy, the Superman of Submission, Lewis. And his opponent in the blue corner, he stands at 6'3", weighs 235 pounds. He hails from the footsteps of Valhalla, the Warhawk, Kirk Castle. Your official is Jeremy.
And with the announcements out of the way, certainly thank Antonio for those. Referee now doing his checks against the two competitors as we line up in the center and get ready for the opening bell to ring, waiting for the signal from the ref. Warhawk taking one last minute to stretch out those muscles. And the official gives the signal for the bell. There it is, and we're underway as both competitors, Castle and Lewis, circle around each other, sizing up and meet in the ring for a tie-up. Castle now on the offense, pushes Jeremy back a step. Jeremy answers right back, pushing Castle back now. Both men in a pretty even match of strength here as Castle rolls Jeremy out and breaks up that hold again. Both men circling and sizing up each other, figuring out where to attack as they meet up in the center for another tie-up. Both just trying to start to build some offense as Castle goes behind with a waist lock and pulls Jeremy down to the mat. Lets him roll out of it though before following up with anything. Castle now sort of a cocky, confident, bring it on as he claps for Jeremy. Again, Castle always very confident in his abilities and doesn't really see anybody as a challenge. Both men meet in the middle to tie up again. Castle down on one knee as he takes out the knee of Jeremy Lewis. Now trying to mount onto the back of Jeremy Lewis, draws back to throw that punch, but instead decides to just let him get back to his feet. Both men back to their respective corners as they come out and meet up again in the middle for a tie-up. Now Lewis on the offense, pushes Castle into the corner. Castle coming back out, reverses and gets Lewis into the corner. Castle now pushes him back and delivers a hard chop right across the chest of Jeremy Lewis, followed by an uppercut right on the jaw. Now Castle starting to string together some offense here as he finishes off with an elbow to the jaw and then a hard lariat right across the neck of Jeremy Lewis. Jeremy Lewis shakes that off as Castle sets him up for a snapmare takedown and goes into a reverse chinlock right in the center of the ring. Official checking on Lewis, saying if he wants to give up. Doesn't look like Castle quite got it locked in all the way. The Superman of submission certainly knows how to reverse it with a jawbreaker there on Castle. Lewis goes off the ropes. Castle able to telegraph with a clothesline. Now, going for the cover, only gets a 1 count as Jeremy quick to lift that shoulder up. Castle now setting him up for what looks to be a suplex here and delivers a hard suplex. Put him away with that, goes for the pin, but again, only a 1 count. Lewis still very much in this match. And a hard chop by Castle. Again, Castle setting up Lewis against the ropes there. Castle off the other side. Lewis sees it coming, ducks out of the way. Castle up and over and outside to that hard wood floor of the Mountain Pine Gym here. Castle now showing some favor to that back as he landed hard on that floor. Lewis not giving him a minute as he pulls him back up onto the apron, and then that hard shot. Follows it up with a knee right across the jaw. Castle answers back with a kick to the midsection, and those clubbing blows across the back of Jeremy Lewis, followed up with a light stomp. Castle toying with him as he rolls him up for a pin, gets a 2 count. Lewis able to get that shoulder up. Now Castle starting to focus on that shoulder of Lewis, applying pressure as you see Lewis writhing in pain. Official checking on Lewis to see if he wants to submit. Castle throws him down, goes for the pin, but Lewis, with that instinct, quick to reach for the rope and get the rope break the count. Castle quick back on the offense, locking back in with that claw right on the shoulder muscle of Lewis. Lewis trying to get some space in between the hand of Castle and his shoulder. Back to his feet, but Castle sends him back down to his knees with a clubbing blow across his shoulders. Lewis reverses off the ropes, follows it up with a clothesline, a second clothesline. Lewis starting to gain some momentum here with a flurry of clotheslines against Castle, catching Castle off guard. Hard elbow, lifts the leg up for the pin, only gets a 1 count. Castle able to roll out of it quickly. Castle with a hard spear, nailed his target, goes for the pin, 2 count. Lewis able to roll out and get that shoulder up, but showing signs of wear. Castle showing that he's certainly feeling this match a little bit, but back to his feet quickly. And then again, that double-handed club right at the top of the spine, square in between those shoulders of Jeremy Lewis. Castle now circling Lewis as he delivers that hard uppercut, sends Lewis back down. Lewis looks like his energy is spent here. Castle with a confident cover, only gets a 1 count. Now back into that reverse chin lock. Certainly seeing a more technical side of Castle in this match. Have to wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that he's going against the submission Superman. Perhaps Castle feels that'll be another feather in his cap if he's able to claim the win in this one. As he delivers that hard clothesline that we see Lewis back down. Lewis just not able to mount much momentum or offense against Castle. It's been all Castle since the bell rung. But what do we have here now? Looks like Lewis is coming alive. Those hard shots right onto the forehead of Castle sends Castle across the ring with a spear right into the center. Into those ribs of Castle. Now we're starting to see some momentum and offense from Lewis. Lewis with a suplex now on Castle. Lewis following up, picks up the leg to go for the cover, gets a 2 count. Castle able to kick out of it. Lewis with a sudden burst of energy there, but can he capitalize on it? Not before Castle is back on the attack. Oh, Lewis with that elbow, able to derail Castle's plans there a bit. Castle with that hard shot to the midsection of Lewis. Now Castle setting him up, Irish whip into the corner. Sternum first, right into that top turnbuckle. You know that had to hurt. Now Castle back on the attack, whips him across the ring again. That top turnbuckle right into the sternum. That just knocks the air directly out of you, instantly out of you. Lewis now back on the receiving end of this beatdown from Castle. As we see Castle pull him in and deliver that clothesline. Now taking his time as he goes for the pin and the cover here. 2 count. Lewis stays in this match. The SCW crowd certainly thought that should have been enough to put it away. As again, they begin the chants of 1, 2, 3. Now Castle has that arm twisted and locked. Now just toying with his opponent again as he grabs the nose and pulls on it. Referee breaking it up, telling Castle he can't do those things. Castle again with that armbar, wrist lock. With that wrist lock on Lewis. Castle now showing off for the crowd here at SCW as Lewis is pretty much at his will. Now Castle arguing with the official. Castle back on the attack. A hard uppercut sends Lewis down. Lewis just laying there. It looks like he has tried everything he can to overcome Castle. And even in the rare spurts of energy, it just hasn't been enough. Castle looks worn, but looks like he still has a lot of fuel in the tank. Lewis looking like he's running on fumes. Now, Castle locking in that armbar against the submission Superman here. Can he get him to tap? That seems to be the focus of Castle in this match. And he gets the Superman of submission to tap. Ref calling for the bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, the Warhawk, Kirk Castle!
And your winner, the confident and cocky, Kirk Castle. Clearly made a statement here tonight. Doesn't just have to wrestle with brute strength, but can go technical and get the submission too. Adding that feather into his cap that he's now even taken down the Superman of submission, Jeremy Lewis. Again, your winner, the Warhawk, Investment Dre Prince face off against Cousin Steve, making his debut here at SCW. Let's throw it to Antonio in the ring for those announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match has a 30-minute time limit and is set for one fall. Introducing first, standing in the blue corner, he stands 7 foot 2 inches, weighs a fat stack, and is from the Real National Institute of Genetically Gifted Athletes. He is the Investment, Grayson Prince.
It's gonna be hard to get used to that.
And his opponent in the red corner, he stands 5 foot 10 inches, weighs 285 pounds. He is from your family reunion, the Cousin Steve Mule. Your official for this match is Jeremy.
All right, and thank you, Antonio, for those opening announcements. Again, official Jeremy checking both competitors as we see the Investment Dre Prince face off against newcomer Cousin Steve Mule, I think is what he said. Or maybe that's what he wrote in onto the show. We'll certainly find out here. Cousin Steve giving the official a little tap there on the derriere as the official signals for the bell, and we get things underway. Cousin Steve offering a handshake to Dre Prince. Dre Prince psychs him out, looks like he's gonna go for it, and then pulls back. Both men now circling each other in the ring. See which one will attack first as they meet in the middle for a tie-up. Prince seems to catch a whiff of Cousin Steve here and have to take a break and go into the corner. Official checking on Cousin Steve, and certainly looks like Steve forgot to use his deodorant. Or perhaps again, maybe it was off of that mule that he rode to the event on. Stench that is coming from underneath his arms there to send Dre Prince to the outside. Official now at a count of 5. Dre Prince getting ready to get back into the ring. Maybe perhaps we should have made this a deodorant on a stick match or something. Smell of Cousin Steve just seems to be overpowering Dre Prince. Dre Prince trying to psych himself up as he signals for a test of strength here against the two. Dre still covering that nose though. He's got to lock in with the other hand. And that opens up the smell from those pits now. Cousin Steve winning that one now, delivering those hard blows across the back of Dre Prince. Prince with a kick to the midsection, lines Cousin Steve up in the corner with a hard shot across the jaw, followed by a chop. And those kicks now to the midsection, stomping Cousin Steve into the corner. Grayson now starting to feel as he gains some offensive momentum here. Now climbing up to the top rope. Cousin Steve back to his feet quick and shoves that armpit right into the nose of Dre Prince. I don't know whether we're going to see a pinfall or see which one vomits first in this match. That stench is really getting bad out here. even starting to invade the commentary table. Ooh, it sends Prince across the ring. What a show of strength there from the newcomer, Cousin Steve. Rolls Prince up for the pin. 1 count, Prince able to kick out fairly quickly and stay alive in this matchup and in the stench. Cousin Steve now setting Prince up against the ropes. Now Prince with those elbows to the back of the head, trying to create some room, but Cousin Steve whips Grayson off of the ropes and then meets him with that brick wall body of his. Oh! Now sitting on the neck of Grayson. Grayson able to wiggle out from underneath. Goes to the corner. Cousin Steve with a running Bronco Buster, looks like, into the corner, right onto the chest of Prince. Dre reaching for those ropes, trying not to let Cousin Steve bring him out to the center of the ring, but Cousin Steve too powerful for the strength. Oh, and a headbutt right into the no-nos of Prince. Prince certainly catching it from all ends here. Stench below the belt hit. What else is Cousin Steve gonna mark off his list here on his debut matchup? He's now using those ropes to choke Prince. Official gets to a count of 4 before Cousin Steve breaks it up. Doesn't want to get to that 5 and get disqualified in his debut match. Now Cousin Steve, what are we thinking here? He's climbing, gets up to the middle turnbuckle, dives off of it, but Prince able to roll out of the way. Cousin Steve catching nothing but mat and seems to be laid out, but Prince now back to his feet, ready to go on the offense. Tries to lift Cousin Steve up, but I believe the weight is just too much. Cousin Steve able to reverse with a pedigree. Rolls him up for the pin. 2 count. A little slow though from the ref, if I will say so myself. Prince rolls to the outside. Official begins his count. Prince starting to feel the effects of this matchup as he's certainly taken a bit of a beating, but also just trying to catch some clean air and some fresh air. Prince now rolling back into the ring. Official checks on him. And we're back to the action as Cousin Steve has that behemoth of a foot right across the neck of Grayson. Grayson, his only chance to escape, to get out of the ropes and cause a rope break on that hold. Cousin Steve now back on the attack and just throws Prince across the ring. Again, Cousin Steve just showing his awesome strength here. Again, throwing Prince across the ring just like a rag doll. We saw this once before. Cousin Steve gonna do it again and lands it this time. Grayson tried to roll out of it, but all that weight landing right on the lower spine of Prince. Cousin Steve now looks like he's setting up for it again, gonna try and do it, and again! All that weight right off the middle turnbuckle onto the lower spine. Prince looks to be completely out of it now. Completely lifeless there in the ring. Cousin Steve goes for the pin. 2 count is all he's able to secure as Prince is able to roll out of it and stay alive in this matchup. Cousin Steve now trying to get some energy and fuel off the SCW crowd. Prince trying to stay alive with a flurry of different shots against Cousin Steve, sends him into the corner. Those high kicks right across the chest of Cousin Steve. Cousin Steve reverses the whip, goes to run after Prince in the corner. Prince reverses. Cousin Steve eats nothing but corner, and then Prince on the attack sends Cousin Steve to the outside, giving both men a chance here to catch their breath again. Official to the count of 3. Prince with that hard kick right across the jaw of Cousin Steve. Oh, and then a backflip off the apron. And that security rope there, both men laid out on the outside of the ring. Official now at a count of 3. Prince now starting to move. Cousin Steve showing some signs of life. Official at a count of 5 as Prince rolls Cousin Steve back into the ring. Prince goes for the cover quick. And is it a possible 3 count? It looked like it was close to me. Official calls it a 2 count. I'd certainly like to see the replay on that. That is the closest. If his hand didn't touch the mat, that's the closest to a 3 I've ever seen. Prince trying to lift up that behemoth of a man, Cousin Steve, but just doesn't have the strength to do it. Cousin Steve back on the attack. Now goes for the pin. 2 count from the official. Trying to come back into this matchup, certainly showing signs. Gonna try again. Oh my gosh! He gets him up on his shoulders, and what a slam by Prince! An incredible feat and show of strength to lift Cousin Steve up like that onto his shoulders. Now Grayson to the top rope, setting up for the shooting star press. Gets it and lands it. Lifts up the leg for the pin. And now gets the 3 count. Official signals for the bell. It's all over. Welcome to SCW Cousin Steve and the
Your winner via pin, the investment, Grayson Prince.
Respectful corner. Beckett not having any of it. Both men start going at it. The official hasn't signaled for the bell yet, so this match hasn't officially kicked off. Both men not caring, though, as they are starting to tear each other apart right now in the corner. Spyder with a fistful of hair, Beckett with a fistful of face. Spyder pushes Beckett into the corner, trying to get some distance. Grayson Beckett now grabbing that hair and pulls Spyder down. Now the official again getting in between these two competitors and trying to separate them. Not able to for long as both competitors start unloading with lefts and rights across the jaw of each other, now spinning each other around in circles, trying to gain the upper hand. Spyder sending Beckett down. Spyder now into the corner, the official between them again. Trying to get both men in the corners, official now signaling for the bell so we can make this match official. Beckett to the outside and begins to circle the ring. The SCW crowd here certainly letting him know what they think of him. And I can tell you this much from what I'm hearing, it's not very flattering. Spyder looking poised and ready. Now that this match has officially gotten underway, Beckett on the outside. Official beginning his count at a count of 3 as he goes between the ropes there to tell Beckett to bring it back inside. Now Beckett up on the apron as Spyder rolls to the outside. Official now beginning his count against Spyder on the outside as he gets to a count of 2. Both men with that flurry of attacks, trying to gain the offensive hand, and now almost toying with each other. Crowd here showing their support for Spyder as Spyder goes to try to get back into the ring. Grayson barrels out of the corner on the attack again. Whips Spyder from one corner, tries to go for the other. Spyder with an interesting flip reversal there, sends Beckett into the corner. Beckett comes flying out. Spyder rolls him up for a pin, only gets a 1 count. Now Spyder with that reverse chin lock on Beckett, trying to bring those arms back so that he can get it locked in fully. Official checking on Beckett. Beckett trying to figure out how to get and break this lock and does it there. Now Beckett on the attack. Rake the eyes. Beckett with a rake of the eyes to break that count. Break that hold. And a drop kick from Beckett to Spyder sends Spyder down. Beckett now goes for the pin but only gets a 1 count. Answers back with a reverse chin lock, and now wrenching on that head to add in the extra pressure. Those hard elbows right across the shoulder and chest of Spyder. Spyder trying with all of his strength to get back to his feet while Beckett still has that locked in. Spyder able to gain the advantage here as he's able to roll over and roll out of it, but Beckett still has that chin lock locked in. Beckett now back to his feet, Spyder back to his. Spyder able to reverse it. With a Russian leg sweep and now rolls him up for the pin. Referee signals only able to get a 1 count. Beckett there, or I'm sorry, Spyder now applying pressure to Beckett. Beckett able to roll out of it. Looks to set him up for an armbar and gets it locked in, not fully locked in on Spyder. There it is. Spyder still trying to get out of it. Regains positioning on Beckett. Beckett now with that STF, trying to get it locked in. Spyder moving all around, gets close to those ropes, gets the foot on the ropes as the official calls for the rope break. And tells Beckett he's got to break that hold. Beckett with a headbutt there to the back of Spyder before he lets go. And another headbutt right to the back of Spyder's head, followed by another one. 3, 4, 5, 6. Beckett unleashing with those vicious headbutts. Follows it up with a hard boot right across the face and jaw of Spyder, leaving Spyder laid out in the middle of the ring now. Beckett making circles and lands with that hard knee right into the sternum of Spyder, goes for the pin, gets a 2 count before Spyder is able to kick out. SCW crowd here showing their love for Spyder and trying to will him back into this, as now he's starting to feel some momentum. We're seeing those uppercuts into the corner right on the jaw of Beckett, followed by a running uppercut. Now Spyder to the other corner with speed now, goes for a hard uppercut. Beckett able to duck out of the way, but Spyder able to still be on the offense, delivering those hard elbows right into the chin, following it up with a chop now. Spyder is starting to feel it. Raking that forearm, raking that pit now across the face of Beckett. Beckett able to telegraph it, send Spyder to the apron on the outside. Beckett trying to knock him off. Spyder with a shot to the ribs there, now jumps back inside, ducks underneath the clothesline. Sets Beckett up, but Beckett able to wiggle out of that slam there. Ducks the clothesline. Quick, fast-paced moving action between both competitors. Spyder with that hard elbow landing right into the nose of Beckett, sends him down. Now Spyder with a whip. No, Beckett reverses it. Spyder telegraphs it with another clothesline. Certainly an incredible show of speed between both competitors, with that spine buster delivered by Spyder into the pin, only able to secure a 2 count. Again, the crowd here saying, chanting 1, 2, 3, thinking that Spyder had him put all away. Spyder there now with Beckett on his shoulders, twisting him around. Little disorientation, but doesn't seem to affect Beckett too much. Oh, he tried to get out of it and make a move, but ends up rolling and falling to the corner. Beckett now runs to the corner against Spyder. Spyder lifts him up, slams those shoulders right into the top turnbuckle, and then throws him down to the mat. Goes for the pin and secures it. Your winner of this match, though, referee hasn't officially called for the bell yet. There it is, and that makes it official. Spyder.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by pinfall, the Spyder, Varric Vane.
Awesome display of speed and agility between these two men, but ultimately Spyder able to come out with the win. Looks very frustrated though, heading to the back there. Official helping Beckett out of the ring. And again, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us for this edition of SCW Rewind. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and Facebook to stay up to date with all the happenings here at SCW. For myself, Rich One Fall Rockwell, and our announcer Antonio Reyes, we thank you and good night.